So this week I asked you all a very simple question. I said, how do you prepare your apples for an apple pie? What's your routine? Do you peel the apples? Do you like thin or thick slices or both? Do you like to mix them up? And do you use a paring knife or a vegetable peeler or any special gadgets? Just tell me all about it. And man, did you ever. I got a really loud response from the Never Peel camp. The Apple Slice Engineering and Precision team weighed in. A lot of you must be musicians because I kept hearing about using a mandolin for the job. One lady even sent me her margarita recipe, which was entirely beside the point, but it tasted great. And I even heard from this guy. A lot of your responses were funny or sentimental. I think my favorites were the ones that said something like, right or wrong, that's the way my mom or grandma or aunt showed me how to do it, and that's good enough for me. I love those. Of course, in the end, there's really not one right way to do it, and all your variety of sponsors made that perfectly clear. However, a number of you did mention cutting yourselves or not feeling entirely comfortable with knives, and because I worry about you and I don't want you to hurt yourselves, I'm going to show you a couple of apple slicing techniques that I think will keep you safe and make you a little less intimidated by the prospect of slicing apples. So let's start with the peeling. Generally speaking, I do peel my apples for an apple pie, and I think I'm in the majority here. I'm not half bad with a paring knife, but even a knife ninja can have a hard time peeling an apple with a knife without removing some of the flesh underneath. That's wasteful, and it's the reason I like to use a vegetable peeler like this one here. But a peeler, unless it's good and sharp, has a tendency to skip over the smooth skin when you use it, rather than bite into the skin when you want it to. That's why the first thing I do is take my chef's knife and cut a very thin slice off the top of my apple. Not only does this give your peeler a natural starting point where it can slide under the skin, just as important, it flattens out the shoulders of the apple so you can rest it on your chopping board securely without it rolling around when you cut it. That's how accidents happen. Now rest your apple on this flat end and then take your chef's knife and cut down right next to the core and slice the apple into 4 lobes. This way you'll end up with a square core instead of a roundish one. And don't worry if some of the core comes off in the lobes, just scoop it out with a melon baller. Now, each of these lobes or sections will have a nice flat surface that you can rest your apple on when you slice it. So take your chef's knife and cut the apple into approximate 1/8 or 1/4 inch slices, however you like it. Now, the trick is to keep your fingertips tucked under so you don't cut yourself. You can bump that blade of your chef's knife against your fingers till the cows come home. But so long as your fingers are tucked, you're not going to cut yourself. And that's really all there is to it. I hope this helped you with your own apple pie making. Let me know. And by the way, if you're not already a member of the Pie Academy, I hope you'll go over there and sign up. We are a community of passionate pie makers, and I think you'd fit right in. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment, and share it with others. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.